It wasn't pretty, but it was spooky. San Diego Toreros 1-0 over the Pacific Tigers on Halloween, the penultimate home game for the Toreros at home. And Brian Quinn has led this team into a number 10 ranking. And we'll bring him over now. Brian Quinn, head coach for the San Diego, another win at home. Obviously, it wasn't the goal-fested that this team has had over the past couple of home games, but still a win nonetheless. When you take a look at the total performance, full 90 minutes, what are your thoughts in terms of how your team handled tonight?
Two initial thoughts. One is that there's no bad Division 1 soccer wins. That's number one. And secondly, I want to give credit to Pacific. They're not having the greatest of seasons, but they're disciplined. They've got a good coaching staff, and they made it difficult for us. And when you get to this situation close to the end of the season, you're hoping to get an early goal that settles the team down. Didn't happen, but we kept grinding. We kept playing the way we play, and we felt that we would get enough chances to hit 1 or 2 goals home.
There was a lot of activity going towards the end of that first half. It was a little bit of a stalemate. They were able to absorb a few moments of pressure. But, of course, you kept the foot on the throttle. And, of course, going into that first half, it seemed as if you started to knock on the door. What was the message for your team during halftime?
There's been times where I've come in there and haven't been pleased, and I'll share with the guys that what we needed to do better. The halftime message tonight was keep doing what you're doing. We had played well. I felt that the tempo was good, the rhythm was good. It was one of those cases where it was drip, 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 and I felt eventually the dam would break. And we could have 3 or 4 goals in the second half, with a little bit better shot or a little bit more clinical finishing. With that said, I'm happy for the kids because they put in a lot of work this week. And now we've 2 games left in the season, one at home and one at Oregon State, and we win both. We're the champions for the 4th time in a row, and that's all we can ask for.
When you take a look at the opportunity, as you just talked about, the mentality and thinking, we're focused on Gonzaga right now.
Yep.
What exactly is it going to take for this team to handle the Gonzaga team that, as you mentioned, every West Coast Conference game is going to be a test, and if you win it, that's all that matters, no matter what it looks like.
I think playing at home, number one, is going to give us a big lift because it'll also be senior night. We hope to get a big crowd for the guys who've been here for 4 years and have contributed to all the success we've had. And then it's also a special night here at Torero Stadium where we are honouring the 1992 team that went to the national final. So all those guys will be back in town. So it's going to be a pretty festive evening, Drake.
Pretty festive evening. It's a festive evening tonight in Halloween. San Diego gets the 1-0 victory over Pacific, the penultimate home game for the Toreros as it ends West Coast Conference play. Once again, Iain Wagner has been on the goal score sheet for the San Diego Toreros in this 1-0 victory over Pacific on Halloween. Iain, you're now at the top of the list in terms of most goals for San Diego so far this season.
Yeah.
When I say that, what do you think?
I mean, love the honor, but at the end of the game, it's a team win. So shout out to the guys in the back who don't get the credit, I guess. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
Yeah, Lucca Adams just talked about how, yes, top 5 in terms of goals against average, and of course, the amount of just the clean performances that he's had, but he really credited the amount of shots that he's taken on has been very little, especially those on target. When you know that is the solidity that you have at the back, from an attacker's point of view, are you taking any extra chances knowing that you can maybe risk a little bit to try and create something, knowing that guys behind you have your back?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I'm one-on-one and I lose the ball, I don't want to lose the ball, but I'm still confident in our guys in the back to hold it down.
Yeah, the form that you're in particularly, we've just had this conversation just a week ago, going up against Seattle. Iain, is this exactly how you felt your freshman year should have been? Are you finally at the level that you hoped last year?
Yeah, no, I mean, disappointing season last year with no goals, but it's going good this season, so I just got to keep focusing on the next game and then keep it going. Yeah,
because this truly is the next level that you've improved to, and I think same thing goes for this USD team. Obviously, a team that really felt that they deserve to have a top 18, top 16, top 10 seed in the NCAA tournament and get that first round bye.
Yeah.
Do you believe that this team is now ascended to that level and proven to the nation that, hey, we're one of the top 10 teams in the country?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what Brian Quinn at the start of the year wanted us get a first round bye in the NCAA tournament. And I think just every day at practice, we're working hard to accomplish that goal.
Yeah, I want to break down the goal before we get to the rest of the season, but that was it. Looking at back and even live, it seemed as though the keeper didn't really know the trajectory where you're going to go, far post, near post. When you took that shot, what were your thoughts?
I mean, I cut inside and kind of just ripped it. It went in the goal, so I'm happy. So I don't really care where.
It doesn't matter where it goes as long as it's a goal, right?
Exactly.
All right, looking into the final home game for this team, right? It's going to be senior night.
Yeah.
Gonzaga at home before you finish the regular season against Oregon State. What's the mentality going in these final 2 home games for you?
I mean, Gonzaga is always a good team, so we're not thinking about Oregon State right now. We're thinking about them, and just we have to win that game. So.
Alongside Lucca Adams, Drake Hills for USD Athletics. Another 1-0 victory for USD over the Pacific Tigers in the thick of West Coast Conference play, and yet another clean sheet for you. Lucca, when you're taking a look at a conference that is filled with goal scorers, obviously some are a little more potent than others, but it's still tough week in, week out. What does it say about your back line and how you were able to remain clean between the sticks?
Those guys are phenomenal. Like, everything that I do is because of them. They don't give up anything. Like, I've had 4 clean sheets, but how many saves have I had? Maybe 4, maybe 3. Without those guys, like, we wouldn't be able to be where we are today. They've been phenomenal. We had a lot of change, but it just shows our depth of our team, how good our team really is, and how we really want to win. So,
speaking of change, right? In the midst of the season, late September, you come in against UC Santa Barbara, and since then, you've had a pretty decisive mentally making sure that you're commanding the box, making sure that any service is coming in there, you're knocking it out, you're collecting it. What has been your approach every game to make sure that you are playing to the best of your abilities?
Yeah, sure. Well, I come with every game with an open mind. And I train week, day in, day out. I know what I'm good at, and I know my limits. And every single day in training, every single team in game, I've done this a million times. Every single like, aspect of training allows me to go in these moments, and just having the trust of my coaches and my teammates allows me to really succeed on the field.
Can you talk about your relationship with your goalkeeper coach and how important that has been for you, especially going down the stretch?
Yeah. Oh, Mario's been great. He's a really good coach. Me and him have a really good relationship. We talk, we go over games. We really analyze my mistakes, and we have an open communication. Nothing about goalkeeping is an exact answer. There's a lot of different broad answers and broad ways to look at, and we do a really good job at really analyzing every mistake that I do and making sure that I don't do that again.
Going into the final home game, for this team, before you go to Oregon State to end the West Coast Conference schedule and, of course, the regular season, what's the mentality going up against Gonzaga?
Oh, our boys are ready. We're going to go in, and we're excited. One game at a time, but we have a really good shot winning the WCC. So I know our team can do it, and we're ready for it.
There you have it. The boys are ready. Number 36 between the sticks, Lucca Adams, and USD 1-0 over the Pacific Tigers.